Welcome to 5 Minutes with the Planner Guru and me, Shanna Jacobson, Managing Editor for the Planner Guru. I'm joined by Reynard du Plessis, who is the General Manager for ATKV Resorts, and we're going to be hearing from him in just a moment on what his take is on the MICE industry. Here's a little bio on Reynard du Plessis, and we're going to get straight into it with our first question, which is, the COVID-19 pandemic has seen the business and organized events industry take a significant knock. Where do you see the MICE industry in the short term? Reynard, over to you.
Thanks, Shanna. Yeah, look, it was a black swan event, right? Not something you could have planned for. It is something, unfortunately, you have to react to. From a leisure perspective, we had done that pretty successfully, but from a MICE perspective, it becomes a little bit more tricky because as much as you had holiday goers or the general public wanting to go on holiday after strenuous lockdowns, from a company's perspective, they're trying to protect staff, they're trying to be frugal with their fiscal budgets, and to make sure they spend their money in the best possible way that still adds value. So I always talk about what's your PEP, your people, experience, and price. So if we look at that from our perspective, what can we do for customers and clients in the MICE industry? It's always an internal and an external focus. So from a people's perspective, do we have the correct people internally that can help us kind of rejuvenate our MICE business? From an experience point of view, what is it that we can offer now, and what is the expectation of the customer? Because that experience expectation has changed. It is not what it used to be. And from a price perspective, how do we add value? Budgets are tighter than they used to be. They're not as open in terms of doing 1,000 people events, 500 people events, etc. So we really, the approach that we're currently taking is really to go talk to the people that we've done business with in the past, prior to the pandemic, and saying, what is their focus now? How are they trying to empower their own staff, whether that's through seminars or conferences? How do they generate ideas? Is it internal brainstorming when meetings are held? Do they do them on premises? Is it something that they still consider they can do off premise? What are the expectations in terms of safety and COVID protocols? So all of these things are questions that we're asking from people, who would be our clients and customers. And what we're finding is that there's very much a hesitancy. It's not quite where it used to be. We have seen a pickup in requests for quotes, so we are seeing more RFPs than we have in the past 6 months. And I think short term, that's probably what we can look at, is that companies are still going to be very sort of hesitant. I think it's up to us as an industry, and we'll get to that point, to go, revitalize and rejuvenate the offering and make sure that we're going to comply and to be able to deliver some sort of experience that companies and businesses want.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for those insights. So tell me, Reynard, why has ATKV Resorts developed a MICE-focused strategy?
For us, because we're a full-service entity, all 7 of the resorts have kind of everything you need to be able to offer a full-service product or service to the client. Accommodation, catering, venues, you name it, we can do all of it. And obviously, as a leisure-focused company, our downtimes, our off-peak times are those midweek periods, winter times, etc. So it gave us the perfect opportunity to invest a little bit more in those venues, make sure that the accommodation offer was up to standard in terms of what companies and businesses would want, as well as from a catering perspective to ensure that we've got that. We've also partnered with many businesses in our area from a technological standpoint to make sure we can offer the best AV services, especially now, hybridization being something that we think it could be palatable, but it's not something that we've seen taken off. We think we're going to have to be more innovative as an industry. Hybridization isn't going to be the answer from our point of view, but really partnering with local businesses to ensure that we really can provide a full service. And we've seen great success. Obviously, prior to the pandemic, now we've got a new challenge on our hands. We've got a great team of people working on solving those problems and making sure we can get something out there to help build MICE business back up.
Excellent. So my last and final question before I let you go is, what role do you believe MICE can play in the global economy and its recovery? And what is ATKV Resorts doing to support this?
I think first of all, we have seen a little bit of movement from the international side. So I think anything that has incoming that generates revenue obviously helps a lot. I mean, that's dollars, euros, pounds coming in, and that generates an enormous amount of revenue because it's large groups of people. They're here for a long time, and there's ancillary services that can be sold onto them. You know, whether it's the game drives before and after, shopping trips to Santon, whatever it is that you're doing, and that could be something that businesses or that MICE providers can start focusing on. I think working closely with SA Tourism, Department of Tourism, could help just unlock some of more of the potential from the international point of view. Locally, it is going to be on us as MICE providers to become more innovative in terms of what it is that we're offering. Like I said, we've got a team of people working on that kind of day and night. How do we change our business? We had to do this on the leisure side after the lockdowns ended, and we've been very, very successful. We're very blessed there. Now we have to do the same for MICE. But that answer isn't necessarily come from inside. I think there's a lot of ideas that we have and things that we can do. But I think mostly that's going to be talking to companies, businesses, organizations, and seeing what is it that you'd be comfortable doing? What do those budgets look like? Is this even still something you want to do, or is do we all have to go build our own virtual Zoom meeting venues where we can do this? I don't think there's a fast and correct answer yet. I don't think there's a fixed answer yet. I think companies are learning, MICE providers are learning. So I think it's still going to be pretty turbulent for the next sort of 6 to 9 months, but we should see some sort of innovation come through over the next couple of months, and then hopefully see some movement.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your 5 minutes, and we look forward to the broadcast.
Thanks, Shana.
Take care.